Welcome to Purple Peanut Productions, and yeah, I am back after 3 full years of not doing YouTube. I've been doing other things in my life, but yeah, YouTube was not one of them, but I'm back. And you know what that means. It's time to jump into Chapter 5 of Yaqui Delgado Wants to Kick Your Ass. So stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to hear upcoming things about my channel, but if not, let's get straight to it. Are you crazy? Crushing on Alfredo? Darlene has me cornered at my locker. I can smell her juicy fruit gum. Do you have a death wish or something? Alfredo? What is it with this place and people I don't know? I ask. I'm not crushing on anybody. That's a bold-faced lie. It's true that I have no clue who Alfredo is, but I do have a total crush on Mr. Gandusky, the student teacher in global history. He's got hipster glasses and a Save the Elephants tie. When he asked me, what defines something as a revolution, I nearly fainted. She crosses her arms. Well, I heard you were talking to Alfredo in the schoolyard this morning. Just so you know, he's been Yaqui Delgado's boyfriend since, forever. I wasn't talking to anyone in the schoolyard. Then I think back to the two guys catcalling me. A sickening tug starts to work through my gut. You look guilty, she adds. No, I look annoyed. I slam the locker shut. Darlene shakes her head. There's nothing to worry about, Darlene, I say firmly. I've never even spoken to Alfredo. Now let's go. We'll be late. What? Mitzi shouts into the phone. You have to speak louder. I'm in the gym. She's at a badminton tournament, and I'm at the coin laundry down the street, trying to fill her in on my day. What's wrong with this picture? Mitzi has always hated gym. Until now. Unless I was captain, she'd be picked last for every team except spelling bee since kindergarten. I should be happy for her, I guess, but I'm not. In fact, I'm irked. It's stupid to swing around those little rackets. You were right. It's a guy, I shout. A lie? She repeats. Never mind, I say. Call me when you get home. I hang up and stare miserably at the mesmerizing pinwheel of soapy clothes in the machine. Ma has picked up some more hours at Atromica, so now the laundry is on my plate, too. What? You have more important things to do? Ma asked when I pointed out that I had already made us dinner. I'm making a living, so we don't starve, Piedad. It's the least you could do. Nobody is ever beating off starvation at Mitzi's house. Her parents are so utterly boring, old-fashioned, and ordinary. Her dad works at the clinic, and her mom volunteers, does the laundry, and cooks. Everybody does his or her job, and Mitzi's is only to study. I decide that annoys me, too. What would my life be like if my dad were still around? Easier, I bet. Just like hers. When I was little, I played a private game called Who's Puppy. I could play it anywhere. The supermarket, the bus, out on the street. I'd spot a man and imagine he was my dad in disguise, following me from a safe distance. I'd pretend he would introduce himself and say, Biddy, I'm so sorry about everything. I've been thinking of you all these years. One day, when we were back to school shopping, I almost followed a stranger into the men's room at a department store, pretending he was my father. Where are you going? Ma asked. She gave him a dirty look around and ushered me away. When the washer stops, I realize that my unhooked bras have hopelessly tangled in the laundry. One strap is so tight around the agitator that I have to climb halfway inside to get my stuff free. I've forgotten Ma's golden rule about hand-washing our personals. Somehow she's always right, I think. And that makes me feel even angrier. The attendant looks up from her paper. Trouble, honey? No, I'm fine, I grunt. In the end, I don't try to pick it all apart. Instead, I shove the ball of clothes in the dryer and stuff extra quarters in the slot, hoping it will all dry anyway. I open my history book and get to work. It's hopeless. Even when I try to think of other things, like Mr. Gandusky's asking, what constitutes as a revolution? Who's to blame for an uprising? I stare at the dryer and lose myself in thoughts that are just as circular. What constitutes a crush? What constitutes talking to somebody? Who is to blame for my social failure? Thanks everyone for listening to Purple Peanuts Chapter 5 of Yaqui Delgado Wants to Kick Your Ass. Stay tuned for Chapter 6. I promise it won't take 3 years, maybe 3 days at the most. So if you stay till the end, I told you I'd tell you a little bit about what's happening for my channel. Basically, I'm going to keep doing the audiobook, and I have some other things that I've kind of abandoned as projects, but hopefully we'll pick them back up again. But when I start school in August, I will be very busy, obviously, like everyone is, but I'm going to be taking a class called Pathophysiology. And if you're thinking, pathophysiology, what? Yeah, that's what most people think. So if you want to learn what pathophysiology is, if you are a real nerd when it comes to the body and how it works and maybe diseases, how it affects it, then I'm going to be starting a segment called Pathophysiology so that I can educate you as I become educated on the subject, because it's a lot of really complicated stuff. But if you're not a nursing major like me and you really just want to learn a little bit about the body, like some basic overview and maybe show off some cool facts to friends and sound really, really smart, like I like to do, then that will be a segment for you. So stay tuned, because that's going to be coming up soon, hopefully before August. I'll get a couple of videos up, and I'll continue doing that throughout the semester as I get more information, and it's going to be a fun time. Peace out.